As the trees shed their leaves and the year draws to a close, we still have a lot to look forward to. The two happiest, scariest, holly-jolliest holidays of the year are coming our way. But the big question is, which holiday is superior? Everyone has their personal preference, but let's explore the various aspects of each holiday. Then you decide, Halloween or Christmas. History. Halloween hails from Celtic tribes in ancient Ireland. Their end-of-harvest festival, called Samhain, celebrated the new year. It marked the end of the warm summer months of plenty and the beginning of the cold, dark, hungry winter. On this night, the veil between worlds was the thinnest, and the spirits of the dead and other, more sinister ghouls and goblins were believed to walk the earth. The Celts would light bonfires and wear masks to confuse or scare away the spooky spirits. They also carved faces into turnips, the precursor to the jack-o'-lantern. When Christianity conquered the Celts, the Church found it easier to sanctify the holiday rather than attempt to eliminate it, so they christened it All Hallows' Eve or All Saints' Eve, which later changed to Halloween. The origins of Christmas are very similar to those of Halloween. Ancient Germanic and Scandinavian people celebrated the festival of Yule at the winter solstice. They decorated their homes with holly and evergreens, plants that would always survive the harsh winter. They burned the largest log they could find for 12 days and drank and feasted while it burned. Their chief god, Odin, rode through the sky on an 8-legged horse and judged the good and the evil. In Rome, the festival of Saturnalia was celebrated in December. It involved gift-giving, partying, and revelry, where for one day a year, the slaves and the masters traded places. When Christianity swept through Europe, it was easier to change the meaning than try to quelch the popular midwinter festivals. So they established Christmas as the birth of Christ, despite biblical evidence that Jesus was born in the spring. And St. Nicholas, later Santa Claus, became an important figure of the season. For the kids, trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. In medieval times, children would go door to door offering to pray for the souls of the dead in exchange for soul cakes. Traditional parties for children included bobbing for apples and fortune-telling games. On the darker side, children have often played pranks on Halloween, but in the 20th century, many got out of hand, causing considerable vandalism and prompting communities to focus more on parties and trick-or-treating to keep the children out of trouble. Today we think of Christmas as the ultimate day for children, but it wasn't always so. For most of its history, the holiday was about adult partying, but in the 19th century, the Industrial Revolution made life easier for many. Rather than many adults with serious chores vital to a family's survival, children were cherished and given time to play. Christmas became a special time of year for parents and society to lavish affection on little ones. And Santa Claus emerged as the focus, visiting children once a year to bring them gifts, candy, and good cheer. For grown-ups, kids of the 20th century who grew up with Halloween didn't feel like giving it up when they were too big to go trick-or-treating. The holiday has gone back to its roots and become a serious party night, with adult costumes outselling kid costumes. Grown-ups attend midnight shows, haunted houses, parades, house parties, and clubs to celebrate the haunted holiday. Though Christmas is pretty kid-focused nowadays, there is still plenty of opportunity for adults to let loose. The holiday is traditionally about feasting and drinking after all. Many businesses hold raucous holiday parties for their employees. Friends gather together to celebrate, groups and clubs hold end-of-year festivities, and families share meals and gifts. Many celebrate selflessness by donating to favorite charities or doing volunteer work. Food. Unlike Christmas, Halloween doesn't have a traditional meal associated with it, unless you count candy. Yes, for one glorious night of the year, kids get to go door to door and blackmail their neighbors for sweet, delicious treats and spend the rest of the night in a sugar-induced craze. Only slightly more nutritious, pumpkin spice has emerged in recent years to hijack everything we eat in October. Turkey, ham, stuffing, mashed potatoes with gravy, sprouts, and pumpkin pie for dessert make for one gut-busting smorgasbord. And you get to eat the whole meal with the scariest people of all, your own family. Different families and different cultures have many traditional dishes they enjoy at Christmas time. Plus, what's Christmas without a stocking full of chocolates, cocoa, and all the cookies and baked goods you could shake a candy cane at? Characters. From vampires, witches, and werewolves to zombies, ghosts, and serial killers, the cast of Halloween characters covers the lexicon of horror. Really anything that gives us shivers and goes bump in the night can qualify for Halloween. The night is all about exploring what frightens us most, and as we are each so different, we can all pick our own poison. You've got Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, the Grinch, elves and fairies, and of course, the biggest star of all, Santa Claus. Santa is the king of Christmas, and a majority of the stories of the season revolve around him and the children anxiously awaiting his nocturnal arrival. TV and movies. There are loads of movies set specifically on Halloween, such as Hocus Pocus, Trick or Treat, and of course the mini installations of Halloween. On the BoobTube, many shows do special Halloween-themed episodes. Two of the most epic are Roseanne and The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. Scares sell, and new Halloween qualifying movies are released throughout the year. You'll catch me watching movies like Young Frankenstein, Dracula, and Ghostbusters any season. The wonderful host of Christmas movies and TV specials unfortunately hit their expiration date in January. But while they're in season, oh how sweet they are. From classics like It's a Wonderful Life and White Christmas to slightly more recent classics like How the Grinch Stole Christmas and A Christmas Story, along with too many remakes of A Christmas Carol to count. The vintage Rankin and Bass stop-motion films such as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and The Year Without a Santa Claus are perennial favorites. There's plenty to watch in December. Of course, you can't talk about Halloween and Christmas movies together without talking about the ultimate crossover movie, The Nightmare Before Christmas, in which Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King of Halloween Town, attempts to take the reins of Christmas from Santa. Literature. If you like to curl up with a good book at Halloween, the list is extensive. Washington Irving's The Legend of Sleepy Hollow is a fantastic short story that tells the tale of Ichabod Crane being chased by the Headless Horseman on Halloween night. Other great reads for the season include Bram Stoker's Dracula, the quintessential vampire story, Shirley Jackson's creepy ghost story, House on Haunted Hill, and Mary Shelley's Monster Maker, Frankenstein. The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury, which explores the history of the holiday via time-traveling trick-or-treaters, and basically everything Edgar Allan Poe and Stephen King ever wrote. The quintessential Christmas novel is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. In this story, the miserly Ebenezer Scrooge is visited by the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future before seeing the error of his ways. The classic narrative has been adapted dozens of times in pop culture. The 1937 poem, A Visit from St. Nicholas, aka 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, by Clement Clarke Moore, and the 1902 novel, The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus, by Wizard of Oz author L. Frank Baum, define much of the characterization of the big man in red. Music. Halloween music is a sadly underappreciated genre. We all know the Monster Mash and but there are so many awesome songs that are either overtly Halloween-y or close enough to qualify. As fear and music are both quintessential to the human experience, these songs span musical styles and decades. Check out my channel to find the Halloween jams that sing to your dark side. Radio stations and shops start blasting us with the same predictable holiday songs earlier and earlier each year, to the point where many will declare that they don't like Christmas music. It's a shame because there are so many relatively unknown great holiday songs out there. Too many to name here, so check out the videos on my channel. Decoration. As both holidays occur as the nights are getting longer in the Northern Hemisphere, lighting is very important. For Halloween, we carve and light jack-o'-lanterns out of pumpkins. Spiders, bats, black cats, severed limbs, and other decor relating to the dark side are popular. Many will visit haunted houses, the ultimate in horror decoration, and many will turn their own homes into haunted houses. The Christmas tree, a German tradition, was brought to England and subsequently America by Prince Albert in the 1840s when he married Queen Victoria. Holly and other evergreens are popular decorations, as are stockings hung by the fireplace to be filled with goodies on Christmas Eve. Candles and lights are also important decorations, and businesses, communities, and individuals around the world have elaborate light displays. Colors. Orange for pumpkins and harvest, and black for spiders, bats, black cats, and darkness are the colors of All Hallows Eve. Red and green traditionally represent holly berries and leaves, but they can also be seen in Santa's suit, Christmas trees and ornaments, candy canes, and basically everything we lay our eyes on in December. The color schemes of each holiday are so strongly associated with them that it is hard to see those color combinations in any other context without thinking of Halloween or Christmas. The big draw. Costumes. One night each year you can be anything you want to be. A superhero, a princess, a monster, whatever. We can express a lot about who we are and who we want to be with our costumes, be it fun, funny, or scary. Oh, and candy. Lots of candy. Presents. The anticipation of what Santa, or your friends and family, will bring and the joy of giving to others. The downside is the anxiety that looking for the perfect gift can cause, not to mention the cost, which can seriously hit the budget hard. Money. Getting down to the bottom line, in 2015, Americans spent $6.9 billion on Halloween. $74 per person was spent on decorations, candy, costumes, pet costumes, haunted houses, and partying on All Hallows Eve. Americans spent a staggering $465 billion on Christmas in 2015. $700 per person, almost 10 times the Halloween spending. That's a lot of presents, decoration, food, candy, and events. So what's your favorite holiday? Are you planning a fabulous costume and anticipating a major sugar rush? Or are you looking forward to carols, presents under the tree, and getting frisky under the mistletoe? Or do you just want to skip straight to New Year's? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe for more fun Halloween and Christmas videos. Thank you for watching.
Halloween, Halloween, hot jack-o'-lantern, it's Halloween.
Christmas, have a very, very Merry Christmas.